Hello students, so today I'm going to explain about the practicals which I gave to you, the answer for that. That was on date 6. So I gave you two programs. The first program is already there in the textbook, and I've already explained this in the previous video, that is whether to check whether a number is perfect or not. So all you had to do was type this program and then find the output. I also explained to you this program, right? The second program, which most of you has been facing problem, and also this program uh, most of you actually copied from the internet, right? So you had to use the variables as per which I had given. So now what you have to do is that the C++ program to create the following output using nested for loop. So this is in your solve exercise number 37. So you had to create this pyramid structure: 1 2 2 3 3 3 4 4 4 4 5 5 5 5 5. So this is the answer. Okay, so you can see that it's very short. You just have to declare the header files, then the main function, and in the main function you just have to declare this variable loop and count. So without declaring the variable you cannot execute this. So this part of the answer was actually given, right? So and then after that you write down return 0. So now if you execute this program, so here, so you should get this output, right? So how do you get this output then? So you have to understand the nested for loop. Here this is the for loop. So this is the opening and closing bracket, and this is the body of the for loop. So inside the body of the for loop we have another for loop, that is the inner for loop. So this is the inner for loop, and this is also inside the body of the outer for loop. So in this inner for loop there is only one cout statement here. Clear? So this cout statement will execute only when this inner for loop executes. Clear? So the outer for loop, body of this outer for loop, as you can see here within this, okay, opening and closing braces, it will execute this one. But this inner for loop will execute only this part. So this cout slash n belongs to the outer for loop. Okay, so this part, cout loop, will execute only as long as this inner for loop condition is true, not according to this. Okay, so the outer for loop, as long as this condition is true, okay, loop is less than equals to 5, this inner for loop will execute. And as long as this condition is true, this inner for loop will execute this. Okay, so once it becomes false, it will execute the outer for loop. So here loop equals to 1. Now loop equals to 1, so 1 is less than equals to 5. Now why is loop equals to 1? Because you can see that the pyramid structure, the starting value is 1, right? The starting value is 1, and in the cout you can see that loop is 1. So this will be printed out, right? So since we want since in the cout the loop variable is written, so the first value that should be printed should be 1. So that's why we are giving here loop equals to 1, and after that the test condition will be done. Loop is less than equals to 5, 1 is less than equals to 5. Now here also, why is it 5? Because we want this for loop to continue 5 times, because we have 5 numbers, 1 2 3 4 5, and if you check out the horizontal way also, 5 5 5 5 5, right? So you can see that here you have 5 numbers, 1 2 3 4 5, and in this way also you have 5 numbers, right? So based on that, this I is loop is less than equals to 5 is written here, right? So that this horizontally also it will go 5 times. Okay, and vertically also it will go 5 times. So based on that, here the increment operator is used, loop equals to loop plus 1, which is loop plus plus. So if you write loop plus plus, which is also same as loop equals to loop plus 1, right? So now as long as the loop keeps incremented by 1, it will become 2 is less than 5, 3 is less than 5, 4 is less than 5, 5 is less than equals to 5, which is true. So when it becomes 6 is less than equals to 5, it becomes false. Then it comes to return 0. Right? So now in this case, this condition is true. So it will execute the body of this outer for loop, which is this inner for loop. So it will execute this first. After that, the next line statement will be cout/n. So once this inner for loop statement becomes false, it will come to this outer for loop body, that is cout/n. So this also belongs in the outer for loop body, and also this also belongs in the outer for loop body. But this cout/n does not belong to the body of this inner for loop, because in the body of this inner for loop only this cout loop is there. Right? So here for count equals to 1, okay, count is less than equals to loop. So here, why is it written here 1? Because you can see that in the pyramid, there is only one value that is shown, that is 1. After that, it comes 2, 2. So here, if you can see here, count is 1. 1 is less than equals to 1. Yes, right? 1 is less than equals to 1. And then this count will keep on incrementing by 1 every time. So when 1 is less than equals to 1, which is true, because here loop equals to 1. So as long as this inner for loop keeps on executing, the loop value will be 1 only. Clear? The value of count may keep on changing, but we have still not come out of the inner for loop, right? So the loop value will be 1 only. So 1 is less than equals to 1. Yes, cout loop, which is 1. Alright. After that, what happens? First, second, third, fourth. So count equals to 1 plus 1, 2. So now we again test the condition. 2 is less than equals to, what is the value of loop? 1. 2 is less than equals to 1? No. Right? So the body of this inner for loop does not get executed, and it comes to cout/n. So the cursor moves on to the next line. After displaying 1, it moves to the next line. Then after that, it comes here. Loop gets incremented by 1, which is 1 plus 1, 2. Then again it gets tested. 2 is less than equals to 5. Yes, right? So after that, once the test condition is true, then again it executes the inner for loop. Now when it comes to the inner for loop, count previously was 2, right? Now again it gets initialized to 1. Clear? So once it comes to the inner for loop, okay, count again starts from 1, not from 2. Alright, because again a fresh start. So count equals to 1. 1 is less than equals to, now you have incremented the loop from 1 to 2, right? So now here loop will be not 1 but 2. Alright, so 1 is less than equals to 2. Yes, so now cout, the value of loop is 2, right? So now it will display not 1 but 2. So which is in the next line, 2. Then after that, count will get incremented. So count was 1. So 1 plus 1, 2. So now here 2 is less than equals to 2. Yes, 2 is equals to 2, right? So again cout loop, which will be displayed 2. So here you get this 2. Right? Now after that, what will happen? Count will get incremented. 2 plus 1, 3. So 3 is less than equals to 2. No. Then it comes here. Then cout/n. So what happens? The cursor moves to the next line. Alright. Then after that, again it comes here. Loop, the outer for loop will get incremented. Okay, the outer for loop will get incremented, because as long as this outer for loop condition is true, this inner for loop will keep on executing. Even if the inner for loop becomes false, as long as this test condition is true, okay, this will keep on executing. So now loop becomes 2 plus 1, 3. 3 is less than equals to 5. Yes. So again it comes to the body of the for loop. Count equals to 1. Again it starts from 1. 1 is less than equals to, now loop is 3. So yes. So cout loop, which is 3. Okay. Then it comes here. Count equals to 1 plus 1, 2. So 2 is less than equals to 3. Yes. Then it comes here. Cout 3. Again it gets incremented. So here 3 is less 2 plus 1, 3, right? So 3 is less than equals to 3. Yes. So cout 3. So 3 will be displayed 3 times. After that, again it comes here. 3 plus 1, 4. So 4 is less than equals to 3? No. So it comes here /n. Alright. So after 3, it comes here. So this will keep on going, okay, till you get this output. Alright. So that way you can get this pyramid structure. Now if you want to display pyramid of suppose like say like 9 numbers, right, then what you have to do is that you just have to change this 5 to 9. Alright. So if you do that, you can see that you are getting in this pyramid structure 1 2 3 4 5 6 7 8 9 9. Alright. So that way you can increase or decrease the number of the value by changing this. Now some of you have written this, some of you have done, say like here, instead of count equals to 1, you have written here 0, right? Now if it, so you have written here 0. So what will happen if you write here 0? If you write here 0, what will happen is that it will be compared less, it will be compared less than equals to loop, right? So that means 0 is less than 1, again 1 is less than 1, so it will be done 2 times, right? So what will happen is that you will get 1, okay, 2 times. So if you run this, you can see that, see, you're getting 1 2 times, 2 3 times, 3, like that, right? So you're not getting the correct output. You should get 1 2 2 3 3 4 4 5 5 5, like that, right? So in case you have done like that, okay, so what you can do is that, say, so see, this was less than equal to, right? So I change it to less than. So that means 0 is less than 1, yes. Then after that 1 is less than 1, no. Correct? Okay. So that way you can make changes by so it does not need that. Alright. So if you make this count equals to 0, you have to change this here. If you make this 1, you have to change this here, like that. Alright. So this is the one part of the program. Okay. Another similar program I'll just explain to you. Okay. So that you can understand the concept of this nested for loop very well. Now here you have this pyramid. Now here you can see that you have an inverted pyramid, so the exact opposite of it, right? So how will you create this? How will you create this structure? So the answer is in here. Okay, you can refer to the answer, you can type out and then check yourself. So here the second part of the program, so in this you can see that you are using the same variable loop and count, but I have changed it. If you can see here, loop equals to 1, I have changed it to loop equals to 5. Loop is less than equals to 5, I've changed it to loop is greater than equals to 1, and then loop plus 1, I've changed it to loop minus 1. Then count equals to 1, count equals to 1 is same. Okay, count is less than equals to loop, count is less than equals to loop, count plus plus, count plus plus. So cout loop is also same. So the only thing I've changed is in the outer loop, right? Because the output is actually same, 1 1 2 2 3 3 4 4 5 5, like that, right? Only thing is that it is inverted, right? So to invert it, so what I have to do is that at the top position it must be the maximum numbers. 5 should continue 5 times, and the lowest number should be only a single, that is 1, right? So that's why here instead of starting from loop equals to 1, I'm starting from loop equals to 5, because as per this the loop should continue 5 times. Okay, the loop should continue 5 times. In here also the loop is continuing 5 times. That is because of this stopping condition. So this loop should continue 5 times, but in here, okay, the loop will continue 5 times but in the reverse direction. Why? Because I'm using this decrement, loop minus 1. So here since I want to display the starting value as 5, that's why I've written here loop equals to 5, because here cout is loop, right? Cout will display what value is stored in the loop, so that's why 5. So if I want to display the value 5, I write down loop equals to 5. But if loop equals to 5, then what should happen is that I have to reduce from 5 times to 4, 4 times to 3, 3 times to 2, 2 times to 1, like that, right? So for that, see, loop is greater than equals to 1, so which is 5 is greater than equals to 1. Then in the you can see that in the I'm using decrement operator. 5 is less 5 minus 1, 4. So 4 is greater than equals to 1, 3 is greater than equals to 1, 2 is greater than equals to 1, 1 is greater than equals to 1. So by that time, this loop will continue 5 times, and what will happen is that it will also get reduced, right? So as long as this condition is true, it will display five rows, okay, and then 5 numbers of this pyramid. So here count equals to 1, 1 is less than equals to 5, right? So here count equals to 1. So since count equals to 1, as long as this count test condition is true, the last number is 5, right? So that means this count, this inner for loop will continue 5 times. Why we need to continue 5 times? Because we have to display the loop variable value 5 times in the first row, right? So that's why 1 is less than 5, yes, so it will be printed out. Then count will increment. 2 is less than 5, 3 is less than 5, right? So it will become 3 is less than 5, again 5 will be displayed. It will become 4 is less than 5, it will display 5, again 5 is less than equals to 5, again it will display 5. After that it increments. 6 is less than equals to 5, no, right? So by the end of that, 5 numbers, 5 values will be displayed in the first row. Okay, so now after that you have to reduce from 5 to 4, right? You have to reduce from 5 to 4. You have to eliminate one number, so that 4 will be displayed only 4 times. 4 4 4 4. So for that reason you are using the decrement operator here. So you decrement this value of the loop from 5 minus 1 to 4. So that way every time this inner for loop test condition becomes false and it comes here, it will decrement a number each. So it will become like 4 is less than equals to 1, right? So again it comes here, this will be tested with 4, right? So you can see that when it starts from 1, 1 is less than 4, 2 is less than 4, 3 is less than 4, 4 is less than 4, and this will display the value 4 4 4 4, like that. Okay, then it gets incremented that way. Again after it becomes false, again it comes here, it becomes 4 minus 1, 3. So here also 3 is greater than 1, yes, right? So now the loop value is 3, which will display 3 3 3. So count will again start from 1. So 1 is less than 3, 2 is less than 3, 3 is equal to 3, yes. So by that time the cout will display 3 times. Okay, so you can see that, okay, just by changing the symbols, okay, and the numbers, and using the increment decrement operator, you can see that the output changes dramatically. All right, so try experimenting with this nested for loop. Okay, try changing the values and see how what kind of outputs you get. Similar to that, I have given you one practical program, right? So to get the value 1 1 2 1 2 3 1 2 3 4 1 2 3 4 5, like that, right? So the only thing that you need to change is in this nested loop, in the values, in the test condition, the symbols greater than, less than, okay, minus, plus, like that. Clear? So understand this, okay, and then after understanding this, okay, try to do that practical program which I gave to you. All right.